I have a lot of people that ask me how I stay sober, how I got to where I'm at after being on rock bottom for so long, after losing for so long, so many times. Been through rehab probably a dozen times, hit rock bottom so many times. I could literally be a mason of failure, laying the bricks to my failure, my entire addiction. The last 15 years I've been failing. So if you had to ask me, I'd say true sobriety is built on two things: failure and discipline. Discipline is probably the most important thing that you can add to your life to stay in the game, to stay locked in. You got to be tired of failing, but you got to fail to finally understand that you're tired of losing and you're ready for some discipline in your life. And you won't accept failure any longer. I go to the gym and you ain't got to be a big strong man to understand what I'm talking about, because I'm telling you right now, I see 100-pound little females in there deadlifting 150-pound dumbbells because somewhere in their little mind, little 100-pound blonde-haired mind, they got up the gumption to be stronger. There's two different kinds of hurt, disappointment and discipline. But the hurt from disappointment is way worse. It's gut-wrenching. The hurt from discipline, that starts to feel good after a while. But you gotta fail and accept failure. Accept that your addiction has become more powerful than your strengths, and decide that you're gonna do something about it. And once you make that choice, once that snooze button is no longer an option, that's when it's time to work. That's when you know it's time to get up every day and work harder than the last day, because you won't accept failure no more. I would say that's been the trick, the main key to my sobriety. No longer will I accept failure to be the outcome of my life. If we're sitting here today, that means we're the culmination of our bloodline. And our ancestors that lived thousands of years ago literally survived the Ice Ages, Iron Ages, Bronze Ages, medieval, World War I, World War II, and we're the culmination of that. And now we scroll through social media, play video games, smoke weed, and we think we're achieving something in life. I wonder what our ancestors would do, or how they'd look at us. But most of all, I wonder how my grandkids, my great-grandkids, are going to look back and look at me. And that's what really scares me. I'm not going to set an example of failure for my future bloodline. I had nightmares back in the day of quitting smoking weed. That was my go-to. Even before I was addicted to heroin or all the hard stuff, I loved smoking weed. But little did I know I was giving up already. I was giving up on all the things, all the potential of life to come, because I'd rather be comfortable and be lazy than see how far I could push this thing in life. So it's up to you. Just like it was up to me. Am I going to accept failure? When I hit rock bottom, am I just going to sit down and say, all right, fuck it. I've had enough. Luckily, I had people that wouldn't stop pushing me no matter how much I tried to give up. And now I owe them everything. That's why I won't stop. Can't stop. You can have anything you want in this world. If you want it, you can get it. You just got to get up off that couch, push the power button on that game console, put the roach in the ashtray, and say, all right, I've had enough. Now it's time to build. If you're watching this right now, I believe in you. Because you wouldn't have made it this far if you weren't determined. You weren't inspired to be greater. Everybody that made it through the last 24 with me, serene and sober, you're a badass. Keep going. Stay locked in. You got this. Ain't nobody told you they love you today. I do. I do. I love myself. I love my kids, my bloodline. And I love anybody that's willing to fight for their sobriety. It's Monday. Time to kick this week's ass. Lock it in, y'all.